There's a few things that you absolutely need to do, and if you don't do it, your Amazon business will likely fail. And this is something that I'm pretty sure you don't do if it's your first business, because you do not have a lot of business experience. And this is something that you absolutely need to track. It does not matter which type of business you run, which industry you are in, but there are some KPIs that you absolutely need to track, okay? Whether you are in the construction business, whether you are in an inventory business like Amazon, like what we are doing and like what we are talking about in this channel, you absolutely need to track some KPIs, because these KPIs will tell you how your business is doing. And there's a few KPIs that you guys may not think about if you are running an Amazon business, and this is what we're going to talk about in today's video, because if you don't do that, I guarantee like your business is not doing as good as you probably think it is, and you are probably going to eventually fail if you don't do this. So if you do not know me, my name is Mangunza. I release daily videos about selling on Amazon. I've been selling on Amazon for a couple of years, traveling around the world at the same time. I'm in Ivory Coast right now, and I wanted to shoot this video right there outside at the same time, because I wanted to show you, I think in the US, a lot of people have a bad image of Africa. Look how nice it is right there, you know? So if I can hit two birds with one stone, you know, I will do it, all right? So let's get back to the KPI that are really important for your Amazon business. Of course, the first one is going to be revenue, but you need to understand that revenue for an Amazon FBA business, like gross revenue, does not mean a lot, because the fees that Amazon are going to charge you are going to vary, right? They are not going to be the same all the time. So revenue is not as important as you might think, and profit margins is not important as you might think as well. It's not important at all, actually, because your profit margins are going to vary a lot, right? So this is the first thing that you need to understand. So what you want to do, especially if because profit margins are not going to matter, what you want to do is look at not your gross revenue, but your net revenue. So when you remove all the Amazon fees and calculate what your profit is based on, your profit margins, but based on your net revenue, not your gross revenue. So you do revenue minus Amazon fees, and then you can calculate your profit margins right there. It is going to make way more sense. That's the first thing, because at the end of the day, the money that is your revenue is not going to hit your accounts anyway, right? It's not going to affect your account at all. So this is the first thing that you need to do, all right? So now that we know that revenue doesn't matter, we run an inventory business, all right? And so one thing that is going to matter a lot in an inventory business is the average day, like your inventory turnover. I like to look at it not as inventory turnover, but like the metric that I really like is the average day in inventory. So the average day in inventory is how much time the average item spent in your inventory, right? So you can either use inventory turnover, you can use all these metrics. I don't like it too much. To me, the average day in inventory talks a little bit more to me. So if I know that to sell out my inventory, it takes around 60 days on average to sell my inventory, I know it talks more to me than inventory turnover. So 60 days would be an inventory turnover of 6, okay? So I will make a whole video on how to calculate your inventory turnover, average day in inventory, all that stuff, because I know that a lot of you guys don't do it, and this is something that tells a lot about your business. It is something that you absolutely need to know if you run an inventory business, because if you take loans, if you do all that stuff, this is one thing that you need to take into account, right? You need to know how long it takes you to flip your inventory, and this is absolutely this is one of the most important metric, and I think that it is a shame that we do not get this metric on Amazon. We do not get this metric from Amazon directly on Seller Central, and we absolutely should. So, by the way, send this video to the guys of Amazon. Tell them we absolutely need to have our inventory turnover in the Amazon Seller Central platform, because like, if you want to get it, it's a mess. You can get it with Sellerboard, you can get it with Inventory Lab, but it's not as easy. You need to do some calculation. I'll show you how to do it in another video, okay? When we'll do a video, sit down in front of my computer, we'll take care of that. So that's the inventory turnover, one of the most important KPI that you need to track. Once again, I'm going to tell you why you need to track that. I told you a little bit about loans, but you need to understand, the main reason why is you need to understand that if you are able to shorten the average day of in inventory, you can flip your money faster and your business can grow faster, right? One way to speed it up is to buy less inventory or buy faster selling items, or just do FBM, so you cut the transit time that it takes for your products when you send your products to your prep center like, you know, it's going to take less time. So this is the second thing that you can do in terms of that. No, as I said, the reason why you want to know this KPI, and I know I'm spending a lot of time on this KPI because you need to understand it's the most important. The reason why you want to know this KPI is because that way you'll get an idea of how fast your inventory is selling, but like you will know how long your money will be tied up to the inventory that you buy. This is something really important to know because you want to know how much risk you are willing to take, okay? And you're going to be able to calculate your risk based on that. Now, it's going to be really helpful if you want to take loans, if you want to play with credit, if you play with credit cards, if you have if you play with charge card that you need to reimburse every 30 days, that way you'll be able to know, based on the cash you have, based on the cash you have, how much money you can actually put on these cards and when's your closing date, when you will need to repay it, right? So this is going to be what's going to be really important, right? So another KPI that's really important, and we're gonna move from average day in inventory. I talked a lot about it, and I can talk 30 minutes about it, about how important it is. But let's move to the next KPI, which is going to be cash on hand. And I know that a lot of you guys do not look at your bank account all the time, do not know how much cash you have in hand and all that stuff. And so the reason why it's not that that KPI specifically is important, but you need to understand, and it is important because that way you'll be actually able to figure out how much money you have available to spend in inventory, right? So that way you know if you want to sit on money, if you want to spend that money because there's a really good sale right now. And it's going to be the most important thing, because if you overspend, because you might have the cash available, but you may have like some credit card to pay, all that stuff. It's something that you need to know, okay? You need to know every single day how much money you have to spend for the day, okay? And this is something that you need to track, or for the week. I don't care how you track it, but like not for the month, because you have payments that are going to come. And if you really want to optimize, to maximize the amount of money that you can spend, you need to do this every single day, in my opinion. Now, people may run their business differently than me, but this is something that I absolutely need to do every single day. I don't do it every single day. I need to do it every single day. One of the things that I want to improve in my business and track all these KPIs every single day. Usually I do it every single week, okay? And with my wedding and all that stuff, I was really busy. I did not really have the time to do it. But yeah, some KPIs like cash on hand and how much money you have available to spend should be tracked daily, right? So this is the next thing that is going to be really important. You want to know like your short-term debt. So what debt you're going to need to pay for the week. All right, that's going to be really, really important. And that way, you know, it's all the stuff that you are, same thing for the month. You want to know for the month, because this is going to reduce the amount of money that you have available to spend for the month, for the week, for the day. So these are things that you need to know, because if not, you're going to overspend. You're not going to be able to pay your debt. You're going to need to pay way more interest, right? So it does not make a lot of sense. That's with the cash on hand. That's with how much money you have available to spend in inventory. Now, we talk about inventory, and so the next couple of KPIs that you are going to need to use are going to be KPIs that have to do with inventory, right? It's going to be first your cost of goods sold for the time period. So how much cost of goods sold worth of inventory you actually sold for the day, for the week, for the month, because you're going to look at this in conjunction with how much money you actually spend in inventory, right? So if you sold $1,000 worth of stuff, okay, and you buy $800 worth of stuff for a day or for a week or for a month, whatever time period, it means that your business is going down, right? If your business is going down, your business is not going to grow. If you want to grow your business, you need to look at those two KPIs and figure out, okay, this is how much I sell. I need to buy a little bit more inventory if I want my business to grow. Of course, you're not going to be able to do it every day, but over a long period of time, these numbers, if you average them out, these numbers, like the cost of goods sold needs to be lower than the inventory purchase that you do, right? If you want your business to grow. The next thing that you want to track, it has to do with the same thing, with the number of units sold, the number of units shipped FBA, and the number of units bought for FBM, that you have stored for FBM, right? That you bought for FBM, whatever. So same thing, you want to look at those two and like how they affect. Of course, if you switch your business model totally from selling like $3 stuff to selling shoes that you buy at $50, the units are not going to match. But this is why it's important to have other KPIs to look for, to look at, because that way you can see if your business is growing or not. So start tracking those KPIs every single day, every single week, every single day for some, every single week for others. And your business, you'll have a better idea of how your business is doing. And if you have a better idea of how your business is doing, you'll make more money. So hopefully you liked this video. I'll see you tomorrow for a new video. Thank you for watching.